As President Trump hits 100 days in his second term, small businesses are taking the hardest hit from the trade policies. A large part of that is the huge tariff on most goods from China. Nearly 90% of small businesses depend on imports to some degree, and nearly half of them say that they need a lot of imports. So when those supply chains crack, the impact is immediate. The White House says these tariffs are helping make America stronger than ever.
After building the greatest economy in the world in his first term as president, President Trump is in the process of doing that all over again. The American people trust in President Trump. Since his first day in office, President Trump has focused on defeating the Biden inflation crisis, bringing down the cost of living, and making the United States the best place in the world to do business, invest, create jobs, and innovate. And President Trump's efforts are working.
But when you talk to small businesses, there are a lot that just don't feel that way. Beth Beanie is an Army veteran, a Minnesotan, who has her baby products custom made in China. She had to put her latest shipment in storage because she cannot afford to bring it over to the U.S. Her business recently signing deals with Target and Walmart to sell her products, but with the state of tariffs where they are, she may need to deplete her inventory just to keep the business afloat. Beth is with us this morning, owner of Busy Baby. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Where were you when I had babies? I love your products. I'm on your website right now. Before we talk tariffs and the impact, tell us about your business, how you got started, and what you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, I had a baby and I noticed a problem of babies dropping and throwing everything on the ground, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I looked for something to buy on Amazon that would solve the problem. There wasn't really anything that could be a clean place for food and keep toys attached. So I had an idea and cut and glued some things together. And now here we are 8 years later with a product that I've been selling nationwide.
So how much of your product, and we see some of them on the screen, is made and manufactured in China?
100%. Everything is made in China.
Okay. And have you looked at options to have the same things being made in China made here, and what have you found?
Yeah, absolutely. We started the company, spent 18 months looking for domestic manufacturing. My brother and I run the company. We're both Army veterans. Not only did we want our products made in the USA, we wanted them made in Minnesota. We worked with a factory who they even tried to come up with their own material from, using chemistry, because our raw material is not sourced in the US. So that's the first obstacle. We have to import the raw material, and that's expensive. And especially now with 145% tariffs, it's even more expensive. So people who do manufacture in the US with silicone are going to be seeing price increases as well. And now, of course, since the tariffs hit, we've dug back into doing our due diligence to find a way to manufacture in the U.S. We met with an amazing manufacturer in New York called Extreme Molding. They already do silicone baby products. And after an hour-long discussion, it's not going to work. There's no way to make it work. One, they don't have the machine big enough to produce our mat. But when you add in all the costs before they even take a profit, if they just gave me their straight costs, the material cost to make just a mat with 4 tethers is more than what I pay now for the entire set packaged and with a travel bag and everything else. I would have to really increase costs a lot.
Yeah, so easier said than done, right? There's a lot to this. So if I'm a consumer, I'm going on your website now to buy something, or I'm going into Target or Walmart, where I mentioned you have just made deals. Am I going to find your items? Am I going to wait longer? Am I going to pay more? What does it look like for your customers?
For now, we still have some. We've got about a month or 2 left for our website. And then we've got about 6 months worth of supply for Walmart and Target. However, once we run out of what's in the warehouse, we're going to have to start selling the products we have set aside for them, because we need the revenue coming in to stay alive, to pay our wages, to pay our bills, to pay our insurance, all the expenses that come with having a small business.
Yeah. So when you hear the president talk about short-term pain, you're dealing with it, but for long-term gain. I guess the question then becomes, can a company like yours survive the short term to make it to where you are once again profitable?
No, the quick answer is no. We're looking at trying to figure out a backup plan to distribute internationally if I can't get my products to the U.S. I mean, I've already paid for them. They're made. I've been getting them for 8 years, and now I have to figure out how to sell them somewhere else, because I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to let this me out of business.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.